Mike Leonard Insurance Agency has served the communities in the North Texas Metroplex area for over 40 years. We're an independent agency, which gives us the opportunity to shop among a number of larger, nationally known companies without sacrificing coverage. If you haven't shopped for better car or home insurance lately, give us a call or check out our website. You will be shocked at how much more your current company may be overcharging you. Mike Leonard Insurance. We're local, independent, and we're here for you.
Joined here with Albany High School head coach Faith. Coach, if you'll introduce your student athlete, please.
Cole Chapman, quarterback, senior.
If you'll start things off, just your thoughts about the game tonight and the victory.
Just what I've been telling everybody else. I'm so proud of our kids and our community, and they practiced all week long with confidence. You know, we really felt good going in. We thought we had a good plan, and our kids were able to execute. And when you got good kids and they don't mind getting coached hard and you can execute, then you always stand a chance. So, you know, I thought our offensive line came out, especially the second half, the first drive, and just took it down the field. And I felt like that really kind of took the game, not over, but we really felt confident after we were able to do that first drive coming out the second half.
Questions from the floor?
Coach, how's it feel to finally get it done? And what part of you wants to just tell everybody else that for part of the other ones, this one's for you?
Yeah, I've already told them that. There have been several of them that have already done that, and this 2022 team has won a state championship, and they not only won it for themselves, they won it for a lot of other guys that have sacrificed and done everything they could to get themselves in this kind of position, and this group was able to just get over the top. So, like I said, I'm just so proud of them, and so glad for our community that wanted this so bad, and just, you know, can't say enough good things about growing up in a small town and playing football in a town like Albany, Texas, that is passionate about the game, passionate about their kids, and just awesome feeling.
Cole, I know we've talked about this at the previous playoff game, but the team knew you wanted to get one for Coach Faith. Now that you guys have done that, how satisfying is it, and what's that feel like?
It feels amazing, especially thinking we would have never been here when I got hurt, and getting back and finally getting one for Coach feels amazing.
Talk a little bit about they really kind of turned you loose. I mean, you really hadn't run like this all year, but then you've got a lot of this ability injury.
Yes, sir. I'm glad he finally turned me loose in the state game. Our offensive line blocked real well. Receivers blocked well on the outside and made holes for me to be able to run.
I wasn't holding him back. Don't. You're making it sound like really and truly. We were careful with him when he first came back. We were careful with him. We wanted to make sure that when we got in this position, he was ready. So, you know, it was by design. And I told him, I said, don't take a hit on the field, Cole. If I do let you run, you better go out of bounds. And he did that, you know, during our district games when he got back in the first couple of playoff games. But, you know, he knew tonight going into this game and really the last couple of playoff games, you know, we said, okay, let's go get it. I mean, it's do or die now, so let's go play and get after it.
Denny, you said that you really needed to shut down the run game in this game, and that was something that you did tonight. Talk about that, your defense.
Yeah.
How they showed up tonight.
That is a really good football team Mart has. I mean, they're so dangerous with what they do. Their running back is so good. Then their quarterback can beat you too, and then they've got all those receivers out there. I mean, they make you cover the whole field every play, and our defense, you know, our defensive coaches, our staff put together a great plan, and we knew we were going to have to come out and make a lot of tackles and be able to tackle, and especially in space, and those guys were able to do it. We would, you know, it wasn't a situation where we shut anybody down, but we contained a lot of it. So, you know, we knew they were going to get some plays. We just had to make sure that we matched them when they did.
Coach, a lot of people were obviously very happy for you tonight. Just what was it like, just that show of support on the field from former players, you know, fellow coaches, players?
It did. Those guys that, I mean, I've been coaching for 41 years in Albany, Texas, and you know, Cole's dad, sitting right back here, Clint, he was my quarterback in '91 when we played in a monsoon against Cayuga in 1991 for a state championship. So, I mean, those kind of relationships, you can't find those just anywhere. You know, when a coach coaches kids, and you coach kids like Cole and Clint and the million others that have come through our program. I mean, I love those guys, and they love me, and they love our coaching staff. I mean, there's no better feeling in the world than to have one of those previous players, ex-players, former players, walk into your office and still call you coach. I mean, that is just one of the best feelings that me personally, I don't know about the rest of the coaches, but for that, to have those guys come back in and still call you coach and tease you a little bit about how soft I'm getting and you know, not working those guys as hard as we used to and those kind of things. I mean, those relationships are, I mean, you can't get a better relationship outside your family than that. And I mean, we've been together for, 7 years, 8 years. I've been coaching Cole a long time. And I spend more time with him than I do my wife probably during this time of the season. And it's just a great feeling. And I love every one of those guys that have played for us in the past. And I'm happy for them too, because I know that when I get my phone in a minute, it is going to be, I won't be able to answer all of the text messages and the congratulations that I'm going to get. I won't be able to answer them all. I'm going to try, but it may take me a couple of weeks.
Coach, the Mart electing to kick off after you guys won the toss and deferred, so you get the ball to start both halves. How crucial was that, and how big was it coming out and scoring to start the third?
I don't know if they just made a mistake or I don't know what happened there, but we were going to take the ball back. We weren't going to. I mean, they weren't going to feel sorry for me, so I wasn't going to feel sorry for them. I was glad that it happened that way. I guess I was surprised, but.
Coach, it's $1 million question. What's the future for Denny Faith? Can we expect to see you on the Albany sideline next year?
I'm not even worried about that right now. I'm going to go celebrate with my team and our community, and we'll talk about that stuff a long time, way down the road from now. I hadn't even thought about that. I've had one thing on my mind this year, and that was to get to this point and be able to help these guys get a ring, and that's what we got accomplished now, and we're going to celebrate that, and we'll think about those other things later.
Coach, your thoughts on Corla Fever's performance, 4 rushing touchdowns.
It's just an unbelievable athlete. I have puke on my shoe because he's coming off the field and throwing up, so I take him out of the game, and he gets mad at me for taking him out. And I'm saying, well, Corey, you're throwing up all over the field. I don't care. I want to play. And that's the kind of kid he is. I mean, he was, competing, playing hard, doing everything he had to do, both sides of the ball, and just a great athlete is what he is.
Coach, can you comment on the coin toss mistake? It turned out to be huge, really. It gave you a shot at scoring 3 straight times. It was basically a turnover.
Right. That's why I say I don't know if they just made a mistake or if they planned it that way. I really don't know. But you're right. Being able to score and especially scoring that first drive coming out that second half, that was huge.
There's a lot of ways to impact a community. You've done so by coaching half the town at some point in your coaching career. How could you say that essentially what you've done is turn the city of Albany into, frankly, family?
Well, that's a tough question. I don't know that I've done anything. I mean, there was a lot of good football players before they won 2 state championships before I was even around. So, I mean, the community just loves football and passionate about football. And I've told people before, all I try to do is just try to keep the train on the tracks. There's nothing really special that I'm trying to do. There were a lot of tradition before I ever got there. So, like I said, we just trying to keep it rolling. There wasn't nothing special about me or anything else. It was, it's just a community that loves football.
Cole, can you speak a little bit about what Coach Faith means to you, what he means to the Albany community?
It means a lot, especially being here for a while, how he has. He's just created a bond with every player during practices, away from practice, away from school, and we all love him.
Well, you're going to be one of those former players at some point calling him coach. Just what does it mean to be part of the group that did help him get over the top and get that state championship?
I mean, it feels amazing, especially finally getting Marine. And just being able to come back and remember those memories we've made along the way and be able to call him coach.
There you go.
Cole, do you get the sense, Coach talked about that it doesn't just mean something to the players and the former players, but the whole community, it means a lot to get Coach Faith the ring. You sense that? And did you feel that, when you're on the sidelines as the clock's ticking down and it's getting closer? Did you really feel that emotion?
Yes, sir. Our community, they're great, amazing. They're always behind us, and they're pretty loud cheering, too.
Denny, you harped on this captain group, the senior class that you've had this year. Just them going out and this being the last ride of you, and Cole sitting next to you one last time. Just talk more about that senior class and how big of a difference they played this year.
Yeah, it's been a really good class. I mean, been coaching these guys since they were in 7th grade football, and even before that with other things. And it's a really close group, have great chemistry. They're great leaders. They make sure that we didn't have to worry about extracurricular stuff this year, and we didn't have to worry about grades. And when you can just coach and you're not having to do all those other things, that makes coaching so much more fun. And it all stems from guys like Cole making sure that everybody's doing the right thing.
What's your time at Albany meant to you?
Do what?
What's your time at Albany meant to you?
My time at Albany, I've spent more than half my life there, so I guess it's my home. I've told people before, I've raised 3 sons and a daughter there, and all 3 sons got to play in a state championship game, and my daughter played in 2 state softball tournaments, and they wouldn't have had that experience somewhere else. So the community, just being able to live there and know that we had those kind of experiences. I mean, there's been opportunities, and I did never think it was really worth it. I just wanted to stay where I was.
Denny, I know you well enough to know you don't care about your wins, but you are now 5th overall in Texas high school football coaching with most wins. How does that feel? 344 wins.
It'll be something that one of these days that I'm sure that I'll be really proud of. But right now, I'm just glad we got that one tonight. The one tonight is what really matters to me. That's right. So, but yeah, like I said, I don't know if that's because we won a lot of games or I'm just old. So.
One more question.
Talk about the two picks and the fact that you guys were able to cash them in for touchdowns.
Yeah, turnovers were huge. They've been huge. Our whole playoff run really have been a situation where our defense has been able to create some turnovers. And not only when you create the turnover, but when you can score off of it, when you can take advantage of it, that's huge because it gives you that extra possession, just like we were talking about the extra possession at the half. When you get that turnover and then be able to score off of it and get some points, then puts a lot of pressure on their offenses and sometimes creates another turnover. So,
Thank you. Congratulations.
thank you very much.